I'll just say good morning and welcome, and hopefully everyone that wants to join can join. If not, I am taping it, videoing it, whatever the word is. I've got a chair here as well with me today because and if you have a chair, or if you have a sort of wall nearby, a surface of a wall, or a nice solid door or something like that that you can practice on, but the chair against the wall so that it can't slip away, or that you know is so solid that you won't slip off it. Okay, so I'll put that to one side for a moment and we will begin. So just taking a moment to just check in with our physical being. So you can do that by just starting a scan at the bottom of your body, your feet, ankles, knees, legs, hips, pelvis, spine, arms, shoulders, elbows, wrists, hands, neck, skull, and then thinking about the inside of your body, we go downwards now, all of the organs within our headspace, ears, eyes, nose, mouth, through the neck, all of the lymph nodes, glands in our chest, heart, lungs, stomach, intestine, pelvic organs, and then a moment to go to our heart and recognise the blood flowing. Think of the lymph all circulating. Think of how our body's all connected up. Our brain sending the messages. And the most important message is a message to yourself that today, now, at this moment, everything about you is doing the best it can in this moment. And I want you to try and keep that thought in your mind and not to judge yourself. So when you move and when you breathe and when you practice, that you don't become a competition for yourself. So we're just moving. If that means, softer movements, less movements, more movement, whatever it is that's happening today. So with that in mind, we begin with our lungs, and I actually forgot to mention the lungs. I went straight from the heart to the liver. But lungs and how they bring this nourishing air into our being. So we're just going to do a few deeper breaths than normal. And especially if you are just waking up, breaths, I haven't got a cool air this morning, but it's nice when you stand by the window, perhaps when you're making your first coffee or tea. You stand by the window and just take in that breath, that lovely cool and clear breath. all the oxygen. So you're imagining all the oxygen that you can take in for your body and your being. And then we just settle back into a more softer way of breathing and not tensing, not straining our lungs at all. So let's begin with doing some movements of the toes and fingers, and we do this sort of like, try and do it each, together as if they are joined. So as if the feet are joined. They are joined, but I want you to imagine the link between your toes and your fingers. And you can just keep the conscious thought of your feet. You can just raise your toes slightly through the exercise and keep that nice twisting of the wrists there. And then you can use your chair if you want to, because we're going to twist and turn the ankle and twist and turn the wrist. Do it the other side. You can hold on or just keep that balance. So be remembering that when we unbalance, when we feel unbalanced, the mind has to do a heck of a lot to try and balance ourselves up, and that's not necessarily bad as long as you've got something close by. Okay, so the knees, so we're going to bring the knees into action, knees and the ankles, toe up and toe down. And at the same time, we can do the elbows, shoulders as well, and the hips of course are getting a nice, so it's like a bit like marching with your hands as well as your legs. Just another way of mobilising. Okay, and the hips, so we're just going to turn the hips, whatever that means, just giving it a nice soft and gentle turn, turning the hips. And then from the waist up, we're just going to like turn the body as well. So you can do the front part, do the back part, go right round. And finally, the head and the neck. And just going to drop the chin and rotate gently to the left, all the way round, and back to chin dropped. Then straighten and look at the screen. The other side, so chin drop, and take the rotation out to the right, around, looking at the ceiling, looking at the walls, looking at the floor. Chin drop, repeat. We'll do one more repetition of that one. So drop your chin and looking to the left, look along the floor, look along the walls, look at the ceiling, look at the walls, look at the floor, and upright. The other side, chin to chest, look along the floor, turning around the seat as you go. Oh dear, sorry. And up. And the biggest skeleton shake that you can make. And if that skeleton wants to wobble around, move, do whatever. Okay. I just want to talk a little bit about hydration while your skeleton's shaking, and you can keep shaking there. So hydration is, everyone has a different cue from the body about hydration, and when you're very young, these cues, like the body telling you that you're thirsty, is all connected to all of your nerves and everything else, and so it's bound to be more, obviously we move around it more when we're young as well, bound to have a greater connection between the thirst, what's actually happening. As we get older and the nerves do sort of fall off a bit and maybe not as plentiful, we lose that ability to know when we are thirsty. So this is why they're always telling this third generation, or whatever we call ourselves, to drink by rote. So if you weigh a certain amount, you should be having a certain amount of cups of water, glasses of water. It's not actually too much, and quite often we don't have to worry about that because we live in a country, but at the moment we've got this heat and we should be taking a bit more care. So here we go with the chair exercise. So we have the back of the chair or something, or the wall, or the back of the sofa, or the back of an armchair would be fine as well. Just something that you can lean against. And generally speaking, you want to step back and step back again, so you're sort of the width of your arms away from the chair, and then you can hold the chair in some way. And what we're going to do is we're just going to do as if we're doing like a press up. Okay, so it can be quite strenuous, and push back. So we let our body drop forward and push back. And if you've got the wall there, obviously you're going to just go to the wall and push back, and then have a little shake. I'm going to do 3 more of those. So make sure you're a nice distance away, and then feel that strength as you push back. I mean, you might want to do more repetitions when the class is over, strengthening the upper body and stretching all of those tendons. Okay, so the other one that we do there is like the yoga move, which is the cat and the cow, and it arches the back, and it's good for stretching all the tendons. So again, this time we stretch out, and instead of pushing our hips forward, we let our chin come down just as far as is comfortable. So we don't want to go overstretch, so just like that. And then raising it up, and this time bringing the hips forward but the neck back. That's the arching underneath. And then bow forward, straighten up, hips forward, neck back. So we can get into a rhythm here and just see how lovely that makes your body feel, that you've stretched out that back. Okay, I've got that one for today. Sorry about the coughing. Okay, where's my book? Right, going to do work. I'm going to work from Shavasana set 1, and from the beginning, just going to do the first 3 movements I'm going to try to visualise them as a little sequence. So if you only know the first three, you can do this on a daily basis. Just warm up a little bit, have a skeleton shake, do some breathing, and then go straight into this. So, sorry. Here we go. So commencing, so we bring the body up to full height and just let that air, that imaginary air, come underneath your hands as if it is moving your hands. And now we press it down. We press down that air very softly, let the body drop down. And keep visualising that air around you, that mist that you can feel. Some people like to see the air as a mist, and then moving that mist. So I would say probably we're going to do a dozen or so. You can slow that down a bit. You can go faster than me, whatever you like. So think about the breathing. Don't strain and stress. Soften your breath. Soften your breath. And just be. So this is the only exercise that you do, only Qigong that you do on a daily basis, that is lovely, and really feel good about that. So first the breath guides your movement. And we link the movement to our thoughts by creating a little dialogue. It just helps us to move through the movement. I give you an example. So I bring my body to full height and then I change direction and let my body sink slowly. Relax my shoulders. Relax my body, lifting the body to full height, and let the air come underneath my hands. I change direction and gently push the air down, and gently let the body sink. It's better if you can create your own dialogue there. Just make it your own. So we change to the second movement, which is broadening the chest. And as we lift the hands up, we turn the palms to face each other and then open the hands as if they are bellows. Let the air in and then gently bring that air around us. So in this movement and sinking, it's important not to overstress your body and to try and do anything, matching your breath is something that you might want to try, but don't overstretch it. Sinking. So the second movement here, broadening the chest. You can lean forward slightly onto your toes there, and then as you bring the movement down to its finish, you can sink the body as well. Feeling the air rise, broaden, toes involved. Letting the air settle and sink. Toes involved. Just moving your toes a tiny bit, or pressing the big toe or the heel, whatever feels comfortable there. Just letting it press into the ground. As you sink down, just wiggle your toes every now and again. So we're connecting thoughts, nerves. Our ambition would be that we are strengthening these connections through our movements. Our mind is playing a big part of that. So just let it happen. Let it be. I've often wondered why just these soft movements make a difference to my own ailments, and I can't really explain it. But every day science is trying to find out why this can help with inflammation, for example. And inflammation, people are afraid of inflammation because obviously with inflammation sometimes there is disease, but other times maybe we can think of that inflammation in a positive way. As long as it doesn't stay too long, it's helping us to clear the body's toxins. And maybe that is what is happening. Our intentions to clear our body of what it doesn't need. Okay, and rest. And the third movement, painting the rainbow. So we can do this with remembering that we have to let the weight come over to one side, and then we move our hips like that. So then the weight goes that side, and we move like that. You can, if you want to, you can turn the toe out as you move like that. So we'll begin lifting this ball of energy and letting it just enclose over us. Shifting the weight to the right hand side, and then if you can turn with your toe if you want to, letting the left hand side drop down in conjunction with that foot, bringing it back. If you don't want to go straight away to the other side, you can let the arms and the air just drop down. So we'll do that in your own time or with me. Wait. You can do it slower than me if you want to. You can do it fast. So bringing the air up and then weight to the right, and keep that connection with the right hand over the skull, and let the left hand drop down as the foot turns out. Foot comes back, hand comes back, drop down. So we could carry on in our own time. If you're leaving for the first half now in a moment, later on today you can come back, or tomorrow look at the recording. I know it's not perfect, but you've just done this, so you'll remember it. You might not even need my prompts. So just before we finish the first half, I just want you to, because the people that go after the first half often miss this little salute or mantra. So in Qigong, we think about the three centres of energy being the upper dantian, the middle dantian and the lower dantian. So these three centres of energy, and in other practices they are the head space, the heart space and the root. That's in yoga or chakras. So we seek to like link the brain and all of our intellectual efforts and input, and we want to link that with our heart and our earthly pursuits and our nutrition, our friendships, our family. That's all involved in the heart space. And then the root and the lower dantian being an important sort of structure within us that guides us and itself. Okay, so we think about these three things linked up, and we just think about them. We don't have to actually make any judgment at all about what's happening. We're just putting them into our conscious state. And then we, in this practice of Qigong, we say the heavens or sky, whatever you like, and we link that to our upper dantian, our brain and intellectual thoughts and spirit, and we just close that with a grounding, and we say Chang Sei, so middle dantian, heart, all of our earthly pursuits, and self, and lower dantian, and ground. So I'll say goodbye to a few people, I think, and I might try and see if I can get Jean onto the second half, because she's still having problems. Everyone else, I'll see you in a moment.